Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy hump day. It is very appropriate that it is hump day because it's my favorite day of the week. It's Theo's favorite day of the week. And today he's humping someone he really admires and is completely in love with seeing. Look at Theo. He's never been so happy in his life because we are joined by Tyler Cameron today. Hello, Tyler.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to the show. This time in a more official capacity. We're putting you to work.
Last time you got evicted, this place is beautiful.
Thank you so much. You've now been to two of our studios. You like this one better or the other one? Don't lie.
This one's nice.
You sure?
I came in, it's beautiful. You got the sign up
Look
front.
at this wallpaper.
The wallpaper's nice.
It's decorated like the Bachelor Mansion.
Yeah, well, better.
Well, you're coming at us here today, not as a reality star, not as all the things that you are, but as an accomplished author.
An author, yeah. My book comes out July 27th. I'm very excited for that.
It's called You Deserve Better. Tell me a little bit about why a book and what people can expect from this.
Why a book? To talk crap to my English teachers back in high school who said I couldn't read or write. But for real though, we were talking about a book after the show, and I was like, what am I going to write about?
Right.
I don't have anything to write about. Then I was kind of really sat back and thought about it, and I was seeing how I was kind of getting praised for all these things on the show as like this feminist icon and this respectful woke king and all these things. Like Marie Claire wrote a article about master's class on consent that I gave, all these things. I was like, I didn't do anything special.
Right.
I did what I hope my little brothers would do, what my friends would do. Like I feel like I did like the bare minimum, you know? And so to me, I was like, well, there's an issue. And so I was like, you know what, this is kind of what we can write off of. And so that's kind of what we went for, and I dove into it, and I learned a lot doing it, and it was a good experience. And
I love that you have a little insert in the middle with photos. I had the same thing, and these are really premium photos. I suggest getting the hard copy. Lots of Tyler C. behind the scenes. Really, you're very photogenic.
So yes, you gotta get the book so you can see the photos.
Yeah, the hardcover is everything.
I did the audio book, and I realized that the next book, if I do a next book, it's just gonna be a picture book because the reading it was rough.
What about a coloring book?
Coloring book would be good too. You can just color me in.
How long did it take you? I remember it's so hot in that room. It's so boring too.
Oh, 3 days, 7-8 hours a day. It was rough.
It was rough for sure.
Like your neck hurts, your throat hurts, everything hurts.
So who is this book for? Like, who do you want to read this? What do you want the message to be?
So this book is for anybody and everybody. This book is for women and men. It's for your friend who you think is going to get a bad relationship. It's for like I say, it's like to my little brothers. Like, this is how we need to be treating women better, or your significant other better, and for women to realize we need to be treated better, and to kind of see like red flags and things that are good and bad in relationships. Yeah.
And you're in a relationship now. Was that a source of inspiration for the book?
No, I actually wrote this book and finished it before I met her.
Wow, she's not in the book. No, I'm kidding.
But no.
Has that been a fight between you guys? No, I'm totally
no. But I will say we were going. We've gone through things as a relationship, and now I was reading my book, and I was like calling myself out for things.
Right.
So it was like a good self check on it, and it's easy to preach it, but it's harder to do it. And then I was like reading, I was like, damn, I need to walk and talk it.
Yeah. So what's the key message? Like someone who's either not great at dating or is having trouble in a relationship, what do you think is like one of the key takeaways from your book that you want people to take away?
I talk a lot about rejection too in there.
Okay.
And because I feel like when you keep putting yourself out there in dating, you're going to get rejected. There's going to be rejection, but I think rejection has always been a beautiful thing for me. It's always led me to my best,
The Real Housewife of New Jersey, Siggy Flicker, once said, "A man's rejection is God's protection."
Yeah, I probably agree with that one.
Yeah.
A woman's rejection too sometimes, but
oh, that's true.
But no, I mean, I think for me, it's just like I've had my, events where I've came up short. Whether it's dating, whether it's football, whatever it is, but it's always guided me to a better direction. And so, like in dating, you're gonna get rejected. It's not gonna work out for you. But keep going. You're gonna learn every time you do it.
Yeah. Well, the book's available on the 27th of July, which is like literally in a few days.
Yes.
And it's available audiobook, ebook, hardcover, all the places.
All the good stuff.
And there's pictures in the middle. Honestly, pictures are my favorite part of a book.
That's my favorite part. It's the only thing I roll through.
I know you're headed on a flight after this. I do have an extra copy of my book if you want to. I have pictures in there too.
Let me take that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that one home with me.
I don't know. It's kind of good. Like people seem to like it. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited that you're in the city and that we're able to do this. We have a great show. Not only is Tyler going to be breaking down the Fast Five stories with me, even though I'm not sure what is your involvement in pop culture?
In pop culture, very little. I got updated on everything before I got here.
Right.
So I'm ready.
Yeah.
But
do you find that you know more or less about pop culture since your somewhat recent rise to fame? Because now it's like you could open a magazine and you could be in it.
I was definitely under like a hole, like
a rock, yeah.
Under a rock, that's the term. When I did my first, before the show, and now the rock is cracked open a little bit, so I'm starting to get some stuff, but still totally not, in with the pop culture.
What are you passionate about? Sports.
What
do you think about Giannis?
He won the MVP. I was a big win for him. I was thinking, now he can leave the Bucks, but we're not here to talk about basketball.
No, I mean, I do talk about basketball because I don't know if you guys know this, I'm not like other girls, but it's nice to find common ground. And there's a lot of people don't know there's a big amount of crossover between pop culture and sports. So many celebrities dating sports
athletes,
players,
yeah.
Croy Bierman and Kim Bierman. There's a lot of parallels, and I just think that's important and worth noting.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't know who Croy Bierman and something Bierman is.
Okay, so I'll tell you. Kim Bierman was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she was kind of like this breakout star because she was kind of chaotic, She had a relationship with someone who she kept anonymous, named him Big Papa. It turns out he was married. So it was this very tumultuous journey for her. And then she met Croy Bierman, who played for the Atlanta Falcons. And she was a Real Housewife of Atlanta. So it was just kind of this like Atlanta royal couple. I don't know if everyone would agree with that, but I do. And they had 1,000 children, and they got their own show called Don't Be Tardy, which only recently got canceled, but it did go for 8 seasons, but it's a huge loss for the community for sure. And then it was all this drama with Croy's football because he was pretty good, but he got traded to the Bills. And then like a day into working on the Bills, they like fired him, and then he never played in the NFL again. So that's the extent of my football knowledge.
Okay, we lasted longer on the Bills than I did with the Ravens, so that's good.
Oh, right. You did play football.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was good. Like I said, I basically had a cup of coffee with the Ravens, and
Right.
they said, "No, get out of here, kid."
Was it good coffee?
It wasn't good coffee.
No,
they didn't give me the good stuff.
Just like border
black and out.
Black and out. Okay, well, at least you got there.
Exactly.
It's truly like the journey, not the destination.
Exactly. Rejection. It was a good rejection.
Exactly, and then you wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't
on
for
like
that.
the 11th most watched podcast.
Exactly.
11. It's like 12. Okay, so I want to dive into everything with Tyler C. So get ready for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. And today's sponsor is fresh from San Diego, California, the only sunglass brand we're ever going to wear again, Blenders Eyewear, and you're going to be just as hooked when you see how awesome these shades are. I've been in the need for new prescription glasses because at night I can't really see the TV. I got the Heart Rush style, and I've been wearing Ben's glasses for the last 2 years, and I'm feeling really good about having my own pair. They're kind of stunning, and they came really fast. Chase Fisher started Blenders by selling his beachy shades out of his backpack while doubling as a surf instructor on Pacific Beach. Unlike expensive big brand shades that you've probably lost or smashed in the past, Blenders are actually affordable, so you're not going to cry as much when the inevitable happens. Blenders' team of in-house designers are constantly coming out with new styles, from orange polarized wraparounds, tortoiseshell frames with purple lenses, to classic gold arms on black lenses. And it's not just sunglasses. They have prescription glasses, readers, blue lights, as well as a snow collection with goggles and accessories. Live life in forward motion with Blenders. To score 15% off of your Blenders purchase, visit blenderseyewear.com and enter promo code TOASTVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com. Code TOASTVIP for 15% off. Blenders, rocked with pride worldwide. We love a slogan that rhymes. All right, first up, I'm not going to lie, there wasn't a lot going on in the world today, so we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for news, but that's what we do here at the Morning Toast, to scrape the bottom of the barrel. But according to Vulture, Kanye West has confirmed his Donda release date with a Beats ad starring Sha'Carri Richardson. So there's been a lot of hoopla about when Kanye will release his next album, but they did this little commercial for Beats by Dre starring Sha'Carri Richardson, who was the Olympian, the runner that everyone was like obsessed with, and then she didn't end up running because she tested positive for marijuana, and it was like all this drama, but now she's kind of a star. Kanye West has confirmed the release date of his latest album, Donda, The Way God Intended. Via an ad for Beats by Dre headphones, Donda is set to drop this Friday, one day after the upcoming live-streamed album listening event in Atlanta on July 22nd. So there's a lot to unpack here. One is that we're getting a new Kanye West album. Are you a Kanye West fan?
I like his old stuff. Big fan of old.
Not
Kanye.
into the gospel.
I just haven't really listened to it, no.
It's pretty good, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
And I'm Jewish, but I love listening to Catholic Christian music.
All right. I'll have to check
What
it out.
religion are you? Is that rude to ask?
No, I'm Christian.
You're Christian. Do you listen to Christian music?
No.
It's really good.
Really?
Yeah, there's this girl, Francesca Battistelli. I might be pronouncing that wrong. And she does like a lot of, as far as I know, I've obviously never been to church, but I think it's like very popular in the youth groups.
Yep.
And it's a bop. And she's talking about God, but if you're not, listening to it under that, you could think of it like she's talking about a boyfriend, but she's really talking about the Lord.
So you switch it up for yourself.
Yeah, for me,
Okay.
even though I'm married, but like still, like I could be singing about it's about my man. Yeah, no, it's actually really good music. I know you're going on a long flight, so if you need a playlist, I could send you my Christian music playlist. Okay, but I wanted to ask you about what your thoughts on Sha'Carri Richardson are. Did you keep up with the Olympics, Tyler?
A little bit, yes. And I think it's amazing that it sucks what happened to her with not being able to run in the Olympics, but it's amazing that she's still getting tons of opportunities. To become a star, because she is a star.
Yeah,
and
I thought. Sorry.
No.
I just cut you off. Sorry.
For her to get that deal with Dre and Kanye, it's a big deal. And
fabulous.
Hopefully, she's making some money and she's doing big things.
What I was really disappointed in is that like they gave her that 30-day, what was it, like a ban, and that meant she couldn't run like the one relay she was like really passionate about, but she did qualify for other events that happened after the 30-day ban. But then the Olympic team committee didn't choose her, even though she was eligible, and I just felt like that wasn't cool.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough, but you know what? She's still getting opportunities. I think it sucks that she doesn't get to do what she dreams of, but hopefully she'll still stay after it and have another opportunity down the road.
And everything happens for a reason, so this might set her on a really beautiful path.
A rejection may set her up for something bigger.
Exactly. I'm sensing a theme here today,
we
Tyler.
Go.
Yes. Well, I will be listening to this album. I'm really hoping. We reported yesterday that people who were at the album listening party said there wasn't any kind of lyrics or innuendos negatively towards Kim, which makes me really happy because they're still a family, you know?
Yeah, that's good. That's mature. But it's also like you're writing about, you can't be writing about your mom or your kid's mom.
Right, exactly.
I mean? So I think it's a mature step for Kanye, which we haven't always seen, which is good.
Yeah. I would be really sad if he was just like out here, like how he did to Taylor Swift.
Is he still dating the other mom?
So I've heard conflicting reports. In the mainstream media, they are saying, yes, him and Irina Shayk are still together. But, the underground blind item, Dumois, there's conflicting reports, but according to legitimate outlets, yes.
Is Dumois factual?
I have been on Dumois a few times, and they're constantly lying on my name. But I do think for the most part, it's somewhat factual, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you read Dumois?
I'm not, but I have stuff sent to me about Dumois.
You're always on it.
Yeah, I'm like, I wasn't even on the West Side Highway. And
really?
I was spotted running over there. I was like, no.
Well, I do think that Dumois posts like a few days late. So if like she posts something on Wednesdays about you running on the West Side Highway, which does sound like something you would do.
But I haven't even been in New York.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair, because sometimes she's delayed, but sometimes she's wrong.
Though. I don't know when it was, but yeah. So
where do you run? Set the record straight to Dumois' face.
Jupiter, Florida.
Where?
Jupiter, Florida.
Jupiter, Florida. Is that where you live full time?
Pretty much now, yeah.
And you still have a place here that you share with your
I'm still
brother, Matt James?
My little big brother, Matt James.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's been quite a ride for Matt James.
It has. He's been through a journey, but he's doing well. He's doing well.
And have you met Rachel?
I have. Rachel's great.
She's stunning.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl. She's sweet. She's fun, and they're happy.
Love to see that. All right, next story. I know you're dying to know what Mindy Kaling has to say about the Legally Blonde 3 update.
Oh, yeah, she's writing the script. This is incredible. Mindy Kaling, Legally Blonde 3.
Yes, Tyler C. read the stories. He did his homework. And Mindy Kaling went on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Reese Witherspoon, round 3. Gosh.
Jennifer, what's her name? Coolidge. Could feel like the 4th of July. Okay, so Mindy Kaling is writing the script, which is so fabulous. And she went on Watch What Happens Live last night, and Andy Cohen, of course, always asking the pertinent questions, the things that people want to know.
He's great for that.
He's amazing. So on Tuesday, Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Kaling was asked to tease the project by answering a series of questions. She noted that she's still working on the first draft of the script with Witherspoon. She also shared that the most intimidating part of the project is just capturing the voice and also things like the bend and snap. Yes, exactly. Do you know how to bend and snap? Yeah, well, you do have to stand, but it's more of just like a, ooh, and then like this. Really, very well done. She also notes that
there's an actual snap.
Yes, of course. Okay. Bend. Oh no, there is not an actual snap. She like snaps her wrists. Yeah, so it's more of an emotional snap.
Okay, I'm learning.
Bend and snap. She also really, fans are curious, obviously, about how Jennifer Coolidge is going to be involved in the project. She played Paulette, who was really an integral character in Reese's development, both I think personally and professionally. So she's, according to Mindy Kaling, quote, 1,000% going to be returning in this installment. And I feel like the script is in a good place. I'm curious how you feel about this trend, how like no original shows or movies are made anymore. They just like reboot old stuff, make more sequels, prequels. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good because it's nostalgia. Like, they're gonna get the old people, the people that used to watch, like Legally Blonde. It's gonna bring everyone who used to watch Legally Blonde 1 back to the movie theaters and watch Legally Blonde 3 again. So not every movie's gonna be for like the new generation. Something's gotta be for the older generation.
Yeah, and I think
Star Wars had like 19 movies.
That's true. What movies are you passionate about? Like I would say in terms of franchises, I would take a bullet for the cast of Twilight. Like that's me.
You're nuts.
Have you seen Twilight?
Yeah, I tried to watch like 30 minutes of the movie theater. Like you go as like a kid in middle school to go with the girl.
Doesn't count.
You know what I mean?
I think if you appreciate true art and true love, which I think you do, according to your book, from what I've gathered, you do.
If you appreciate true love, you'd watch the movie Into the Blue. Paul Walker, Jessica Alba, just diving through the ocean.
I'll watch that if you watch Twilight.
It's the most beautiful romantic movie in the world.
Do we have a deal? I'll watch it.
We gonna do it? All right.
I'll watch Into the Blue. No, I never even heard of it.
Oh my gosh. Paul Walker with a shirt off, Jessica Alba in a bikini. Best thing in the world.
Sounds like a movie I once saw called Blue Crush.
No, it's better.
It's better? Okay.
Better.
Well, Legally Blonde 3 is coming. We are quaking, and I feel at ease that it's in the hands of Mindy Kaling. I think she's I'm not worried about it being bad because Mindy Kaling is involved.
Sure.
It's going to be great.
Be funny.
All right, next up, a little dating news because Offset is telling everyone that he lost $10,000 on his first date with Cardi B. So he went on Jimmy Kimmel and opened up to the guest host who was Anthony Anderson about the early days of his relationship with Cardi. He said, "My first date, I went big. I wanted to do something that was not normally done. I wanted to have fun and not be so serious and enjoy the time, so I took her to the Super Bowl. I lost $10,000 that night, but you know what I won? My wife.
Beautiful.
Isn't that sweet?
That's beautiful.
So I guess he's saying he'd bet $10,000 on a game?
On the game, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. I was just in Vegas and lost $2,000 and that hurt.
Crippling. Devastating.
So, him to lose $10,000, I think he's all right.
I think he'll be fine, yeah.
That's like one of his pinky rings.
What do you think is an appropriate amount of money to spend on a first date with someone you're like really excited about, or just anyone?
On a first date, it just depends on how big you want to do it. I think there's no right amount of money. It's just a grand gesture.
That's true.
I think making romantic gestures are important.
That doesn't always mean money.
It doesn't always mean money. So it could just be creative, be fun, and go for it. You don't have to bet $10,000. I think betting $10,000 is like not going to prove anything to that girl.
No, right. I think that was more of like a personal thing.
I think he just happened to be at the Super Bowl. This is going to be fun. My home team's playing. Right. I think it had nothing to do with Cardi B, but he turned it around to make it.
What is the Tyler C template for a first date?
So this is going to be against a lot of what people believe in for first dates. I love going to dinner on a first date.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, because people are like, no, you need to have an activity, you need to go for drinks or whatever. Well, there's drinks involved.
Yeah, but what if it's atrocious and then the meal takes so long? What if the service is bad? You can't get the check, and you literally just want to jump out a window.
Yeah, and then you jump out the window and you run.
What are your thoughts on ditching on a first date? It's so rude.
It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, you should, if you're not enjoying yourself, step up to the plate and say, hey, this isn't it for me. I'm sorry. I gotta go home. Or have one of your friends call you. I have an emergency and get out.
That's the best.
But for me, I like to have dinner on the first date because if there's dead air in the conversation, it's probably not going to work anyways.
That's actually a really good point.
I say my first date with my girlfriend.
Where'd you go?
We sat there for 4 hours and did not stop talking. We didn't even look at the menu. We just kept talking. And I just told the lady just bring us whatever you think is good.
What restaurant? I'm just trying to imagine it. Sorry.
Elizabeth's, an Italian restaurant.
How nice.
Yeah, very
and
nice.
It clearly worked.
It worked. And then we went for drinks afterwards because we didn't get enough of each other. And
wow.
Then we saw each other more.
What's your after dinner date move? One of these I'm tired,
Like trying to get out of here or trying to
No, trying to progress.
Oh, I never try to make a move on the first date. I don't think kissing on the first date's a good thing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't try to kiss on the first date.
Traditional.
Yeah, I try. And then
So what date?
So I'll tell you a funny story. I tried kissing her on the second date and she rejected me. And then
man's rejection is God's protection.
and then she's like, no, you haven't showed me up. I was like, all right. And then I could have got butthurt, but I was like, I like this girl. I'm gonna keep going and going and going. And I got trigger shy. That I was scared to kiss her.
Yeah, of course.
And then the
PTSD.
The fifth date, I finally kissed her.
Fifth date? Wow.
Yeah, I got scared.
What do you think about people who fuck on the first date?
Hey, if it works for them, it works for them. And
That's true.
not everyone's going to have, the same, ways of doing things. So if that's the way you guys go and it works out and blossoms to a beautiful thing, great. So be it.
Right. I guess that's also just like the takeaway. Every situation's different. Every person is different. There's no like rules.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, I want to play it slow, talk, see where it goes and go from there.
And how long have you and your gal pal been together?
7 months.
Wow. And it's going well?
It's going well.
Are you the marrying kind, Tyler C?
Am I the marrying kind? Like,
Yeah.
do I want to get married?
Yeah.
Yes. My biggest goal is I want to be a dad and a husband
Really?
and have family and kids and all that.
Very interesting. Do you think you'll be more of a girl dad or a boy dad? Ideally.
I'll be whatever dad I need to be.
You're being a great dad to Theo
I'm a
right
dog
now.
dad right now.
Yeah, you're actually being more of like a boyfriend to Theo, but I think he's okay with
that'll
that. All right, next up, some salacious news out of the Hamptons. Page Six is reporting that wealthy travelers are starting bidding wars to score rooms in the Hamptons at hotels. So I didn't send you the story because it was a last minute edition, but I'll just give you the whole play-by-play. The Hamptons are so overbooked this summer, some folks are offering hotels way more than the going room rates to score reservations, the source tells Page Six. So Michael Pitsnosis, who's the owner of Naya at the Capri Hotel in Southampton, which I actually went to recently and it was completely empty, so I don't know if I believe him. He said it's like the Hamptons have gone wild. It's wild out here these days. It's nearly impossible to get a hotel room on weekends in advance, let alone getting them the same day. And it says here right now that a lot of the demand coming from the Hamptons is people wanting to see you, Matt James, and Rachel Kirkconnell riding skateboards throughout the Hamptons. So what do you have to say? Do you have an official comment?
I don't understand the Hamptons.
Okay.
I was just there. We also got rained down the whole time. So
Were you there July 4th?
I was there Memorial Day weekend.
Me too. Also, so much rain.
Yeah, and but like we stayed at the Beach Lodge, which is like beautiful place. But I'm like, this is like I heard so much about the Beach Lodge. I was like, Surf Lodge.
Oh, I'm like, what's the Beach Lodge?
Surf Lodge. I'm like, yeah, this is the spot.
Yeah, the thing with hotels, especially in Montauk, is that almost every single one of them is technically a motel, and they're renovated.
Which I didn't understand that going in.
Yeah. No, it's a culture shock. Was that your first time?
It was still very pretty and they did a great job with the space they have, but I was expecting this huge grand hotel, all these things. And I walked up here, I'm like, this is Montauk?
Montauk is, at its essence, this like very small beach town.
Yeah.
And it's been overrun over the last couple years with people from the city. And now because of COVID, everyone's like so desperate for a good time. Everyone is running to the Hamptons every single weekend, especially Montauk.
Yeah.
So was that your first time?
That was I went to Cut Jog, which is like the other side of it. That's beautiful.
Yes, quieter.
That's beautiful. We were staying at my buddy's house. They have a ton of money. It was the coolest house, one of the coolest houses I've ever been in. So that was great. But I live by the beach in Jupiter. I'm gonna keep my beach down there.
Yes, it's probably more civilized down there.
Yeah.
It's a
we
little
know
wild.
how to act around the beach down there.
What'd you say?
So we know how to act around the beach down there.
Yes. I just remembered something.
Okay.
During quarantine, you were in a house in the beginning.
Yes.
What was it called? Like the quarantine house? Is that what it was called?
Quarantine crew. Yeah.
Quarantine crew,
Yeah.
yes. And, me and Jackie spoke about it a lot because you guys were having so much fun, but it appeared as though no one was ever taking out the trash. And and it did kind of bother us because, it's boys and girls and you're living in close quarters and you're dancing and you're having fun, but no one's taking out the trash.
The trash piled up. The trash still, it happens so quick now, but then we had 8 people in the house at all times. And it was like a little 1,300 square foot house.
Right.
So, 3 bedrooms. It was chaos.
Right. And the trash, you can confirm, was very rarely taken out,
trash was taken out probably once or twice a day, but that's how quick things were happening.
Oh my God, what were you guys eating?
Think about all the amounts of food.
It's a lot of people,
Me, my brothers, you have Matt, Brown Bear, all these guys, So it was a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of trash being, and guys aren't the best at keeping things in order,
I think that's a fair statement.
You should see the house now. I got everyone out of there.
Whose house was it? Was it a rental? Was it your house?
It was my house.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But now you feel like you've kind of cleansed the energy.
Yes, I got a lot of stuff out of there. You know what I mean? So this also adds to the trash is everyone sends all their PR boxes to you. Right?
That's very fair.
It's literally Christmas every morning. You
and
wake
you
up
were with Hannah Brown, who at the time was just off the Dancing with the Stars.
So it was 1,000,001 things there, you know? And so as soon as you open something up, there's more trash and the little kernels everywhere.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
The popcorn, the packaging popcorn. Wow. Well, I'm so glad we really cleared that up. That's been bothering me for a while. And I know Jackie will be really excited about it.
Good.
We have a little bit more pop culture news brought to you by Liquid IV. The hot summer months are here, and we need to be proactive to keep our body fueled and hydrated. And if you have a hard time drinking water like I do, then Liquid IV is a time-saving item that you really just need to stock up on. They hydrate you faster and more efficiently than water alone. Liquid IV contains 5 essential vitamins, more vitamin C than an orange, and it has as much potassium as a banana. It is healthier than a sugary sports drink. There's no artificial flavors or preservatives, and it has less sugar than an apple. It's made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, and it's free of gluten, dairy, and soy. It's great for hydration, especially when it's super hot out, and also it's really great for a hangover. So take it before, during, after. You'll thank me later. 1 stick of Liquid IV in a 16-ounce bottle of water hydrates you faster and more efficiently than water alone. And they're doing so much good. They've donated over 11 million servings of Liquid IV globally and 4 million servings in response to COVID-19. They donate to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, active military. So you can spend money knowing that your money's doing some work. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco. Or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TOAST at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code TOAST at liquidiv.com. All right.
Wow. Everyone loves some good Liquid IV, huh?
It's really fabulous.
It is good.
Do you get drunk, Tyler C?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your beverage of choice? Of course. What's your beverage of choice?
Smirnoff Vodka 21, number 1 vodka flavor.
Yeah, that sounds like a paid partnership, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Our last story is a little business news, a little tech news.
Yes.
Do you use Venmo?
I do use Venmo.
Have you ever had like fans of The Bachelor or people who are
always
finding your
stuff through your Venmo? Yes.
Do they send you requests? Do they send you money?
They solved Colton's season.
Yes, they were going through the Venmo.
Found his Venmo, and
there's also a TikTok account. Are you on TikTok? Yes.
Yes.
Do you like it? Like, do you scroll it religiously?
I haven't been on it in a long time.
Do you follow me? Can you follow me back?
I'll follow you back.
Thank you.
Yeah. You'll be one of my 7 followers.
How many followers do you have?
I have like 900,000.
900?
Yeah.
I'm out here working so hard for my 150. Oh my God.
Should have been dancing during quarantine.
No, I know, but like the dancing. Let's talk about the dancing. I'm so glad you brought that up. How do you remember all the steps?
I don't. So first of all, I like look back at it, I'm like, what was I doing? I'm like, I look like such an idiot. But I'm like, there was nothing to do.
There was nothing to do.
That,
we don't blame you, Tyler. We don't judge you.
Everyone was on it, and like my girlfriend now makes so much fun of me for it. You know what I mean?
As she should, yes.
And it's so funny to look back on. I'm like, yo, we were in such a crazy place at that point.
Emotionally.
That's all we did, yeah. And like, I mean, we were just having fun with it. You know, what kind of stupid concepts or ideas we can come to now. But now I'm just like, the world's back to normal somewhat. I'm busy again.
You're no longer dancing.
I'm no longer dancing. But
It's
maybe I'll be dancing soon.
Yes. With the stars?
No.
Why not? Would you ever do Dancing with the Stars?
I'm just soon. I'm gonna be dancing soon.
He's gonna be dancing soon. Okay, wait, okay, I'll spiral after this so I can think about what that means. Okay, so Venmo is having a little bit of an update. They're getting rid of one of their most recognizable features, and in my opinion, one of the worst features. Venmo's getting rid of the feed that shows users' payments to strangers. It's part of a drastic redesign that's rolling out in the coming weeks. The mobile payment app, which is owned by PayPal, which I found to be really interesting, announced the changes on Tuesday, explaining that getting rid of the global feed is part of its ongoing efforts to continually evolve the Venmo platform. Moving forward, users will only see payments between friends when they open the app. Okay, I've always thought it's so bizarre how, like, I could open my Venmo, I won't know a single person on. I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
And what is it connected to? Like, I'll see some random person from high school, I'll be like, how do you know that I know that person?
Yeah.
Who comes up on your Venmo? Famous people?
Here I think is only... No, I don't even know. So here's what I think is going to affect only.
Okay.
The police.
The police?
The police. Because like, think about it. I feel like all the drug deals go on Venmo. You know what I mean?
That's actually a really good point.
So the police aren't going to be like, knowing like, okay, this guy put a ski emoji in July. This guy's not skiing in July.
Stop.
You know what I mean? Like, the police aren't going to know where to go.
I just want to say, if you've ever bought drugs on Venmo, I don't think there's a stupider thing that you could do. Like, talk about leaving a paper trail.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The thing about drugs is that you pay with cash. Yeah, of course. That's a very interesting take. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm so glad you brought that up.
The police are going to be struggling now.
I also just feel like Venmo needs to stop trying to be like a social media platform. Like, it's a platform to send and receive money. Like, I really don't care, even though sometimes it's interesting to see like married couples like splitting dinner bills. That's pretty fascinating.
You see that?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
So here's
or like
what,
someone charging someone for like one drink $7. Like
see,
just buy your friend a drink.
There's tea to it.
Yeah, there's tea.
Cash App has no tea to it, so that's why Cash App's not as cool.
But there's tea. I'm like, I don't care that my literal like random friend from camp 11 years ago and her husband split dinner. Like that's interesting. But I would like to see like, does Tyler charge his girlfriend for dinner? You know, that's what I would like to see. You should be able to follow celebrities on Venmo and see like what, because on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they were at a supermarket one time and Teddy Mellencamp paid for all the groceries and then she like Venmo'd all the women, which I thought was weird because like your dad's John Mellencamp, just pick up the grocery bill. But that's what I find interesting and I would love to follow celebrity finances.
Maybe that's a new thing you do.
What's your most recent Venmo transaction?
I haven't Venmo'd any. All my Uber Eats is connected to Venmo. You can see what I'm eating.
Oh, what do you eat?
I had mofongo last night.
Oh,
or
wow.
Yesterday. Yeah.
That's a Puerto Rican cuisine.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
Just someplace around me. Dominican cuisine, I think it's called.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you like to eat, Tyler?
Well, everything.
Okay, but so if you were on an island, hypothetically.
If I was on an island, I was need a Restoration Hardware burger every day, and I'd survive.
So like a burger.
A burger.
Do you think you could ever go like meat free?
I think I could in time. Right now, I'm having too much fun eating it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like barbecuing now, I'm grilling, so like not now.
In Jupiter. I don't know if you know this, and I'm just I want you to walk out of here with the most possible pop culture like information.
I'm learning.
Jupiter is really important to me.
Yeah.
Because that is where Luann de Lesseps was supposed to be the night she got arrested in Palm Beach. And she got arrested for drunken disorderly conduct, and that kind of spiraled this journey for her where she thought she needed to get sober, and currently she is sober. It's been a long journey for her to get there, but she was supposed to go visit her brother in Jupiter, and literally the night before she was in Palm Beach, and she like stumbled into the wrong hotel room, wasted, got arrested, and then like resisted arrest, and I think she like attacked a police officer. So in case you're ever wondering why Jupiter, Florida is historically significant.
That's why.
That's why.
Not Burt Reynolds or anything like that.
No.
But that's why. I got it.
And technically, it's a global story because Luann de Lesseps is a countess. Her family...
Who is Luann de Lesseps?
I'm so glad you asked. Okay. So you know what the Real Housewives of New York is, right?
Yes.
So Luann de Lesseps was one of the original...
Is that where Bethany Frankel
Yes,
from?
very good. Okay. So, and her and Luann have gone at it for years.
Are they friends now?
I don't think so.
No? Damn.
So Luann would join the show as a countess. Her husband was Count de Lesseps, a very prestigious family from France.
Oh, we got to pause. What is countess count?
Oh, it's
Only
like
thing I'm
Duke,
counting is
Duchess.
how many chicken tenders are in my basket, making sure I got them all.
It's a title in British aristocracy. So her husband came from a long line of aristocrats. Her family his family was responsible for building the Suez Canal. So it was kind of a big deal that she was on the show. And they had this lovely townhouse, and he was never around. But then they got divorced. And she decided to keep the name Countess, the title.
I would.
Yeah, of course. And she kind of, whenever she's asked about it, because they're like, you're not really a countess, she says, well, Queen Latifah is not a queen, and Lady Gaga is not a lady. So honestly, she made a good point. So she's been on the show now for like 10 years, and it's kind of been this fall from grace from her. She was like one of the wealthiest housewives. She lives in a townhouse on the Upper East Side, a huge house in the Hamptons. Then they got divorced. And then she was like living in this cottage in Sag Harbor and then like a rental, 1 bedroom in the city. It got dark for a minute. But she came out on the other side of her arrest in Palm Beach when she was supposed to be headed to Jupiter. And she's kind of...
so Jupiter made her better.
It made her worse before it made her better.
Exactly.
But that's life.
I've been there too in Jupiter, that moment.
Of course. I've been there too, like in my bedroom. Okay, next up, today's Wednesday.
All right.
And Wednesday is the day, well, actually, we moved it to Tuesdays, but I wanted to do it with you, so we moved it back to Wednesday for this week. Dear Toasters. You're so special. Our advice segment, you can always write in deartoasters@gmail.com. And today, Tyler's going to give out his best advice for some of our toasters who are going through, shall we say, a difficult time.
Okay.
And the Dear Toaster segment is brought to you by Movement. Movement watches, I know you have one, I've seen it on your Instagram. In a tiny apartment in Southern California, two college dropouts.
Daniel Wellington, don't try me.
Two college dropouts teamed up to create a watch company that broke all the rules with fair prices, unexpected colors, and clean original designs. Movement grew into one of the fastest growing watch brands, shipping to over 160 countries across the globe. Now Movement has expanded into blue light glasses that protect your eyes from screens, minimalist jewelry, and more style essentials that don't break the bank, all designed out of their California headquarters. And Movement is celebrating their 8-year anniversary on July 20th by running a huge site-wide sale. Everything is 28% off. That's 28% off all their best-selling watches, blue light glasses, jewelry, and more. The quality is unmatched, and they're modern watches for a fair price. They're super durable as well, and their sunglasses come with UV-rated polarized lenses, and they're going all out for their 8th birthday. So if you've been wanting to get something, this is their biggest sale of the year. Take advantage. Celebrate 8 years of Movement with 28% off site-wide. That's mvmt.com/toast to enjoy that 28% off. That's 28% off site-wide at mvmt.com/toast. Okay, here is our advice.
Let's do it.
People are quaking. They need you, Tyler. Hi, Claudia and Jackie. Well, hello, Claudia and Tyler. Thank you for being the laughs and positivity in my day. You're so welcome. I'm writing you live from my childhood bedroom. Tonight, my boyfriend of 8 years came home from work and told me that he wasn't happy. We are high school sweethearts, went through college together, have lived together for 2 years, and we just re-signed a 2-year lease together and even have a dog. Ooh. Him telling me this comes as a total shock, to say the least. Long story short, my parents came to pick me up from our house and I came home. I told him I'd come home for dinner this weekend and we could talk about our next steps. He promised me he would not break up this weekend during dinner. I literally love this man with my whole heart and really want this to work. We've never had a problem like this in our relationship and I feel totally blindsided. What do I do now? Do I go Friday and say I'll move out for a month? He's my best friend and I really thought I'd marry him. Please help. I really don't want to tell my friends yet until something is figured out. Sincerely, a weeping toaster. That's really sad. Tyler?
That's sad. It's tough. So I have 2 things. One, sometimes you need some time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's space to figure out what you need. But here's my second thing. I think he's not happy because what's the next steps? They've just been doing the same thing now forever, ever, and ever.
Yeah.
Like, they need to take the next step.
High school, college.
High school, college. Now they're living together. Like, what are you waiting on?
Yeah.
You know?
But also, I think you need a little zhuzh because at the end of the day, and I know it's easier said than done, obviously, like, I don't think you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you.
Of course.
And it sounds like you're maybe hanging on to something that's been over for a while.
Yeah, and just because he may not be happy with himself doesn't mean he's not happy with you.
That's true.
So I think he's got to do some soul searching. She's got to do some soul searching. I think she knows where she wants to be.
Yeah.
He's got to figure out where he wants to be. I will always say this, though. The grass is not greener on the other side. And that guy could be thinking that, but it's really not. It's only greener where you put the water.
Yeah.
And so, I hope, he comes to his senses and finds that this is where he wants to be. You already spent so much time, but I think it's time for them to start progressing and take the next steps and start thinking about what life is together instead of just like doing day-to-day stuff.
Doing the same things from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. But also, know your worth. Like, if someone's like trying to get rid of you, like, bye. Like,
exactly. You may deserve better.
Yeah, no, and I don't like people. Like, if you don't want to be around me, go fuck yourself. I'm awesome. So are you. All right, next up. Dear Claudia and Tyler. We have a workplace situation. Okay, well, not a workplace situation any longer, but a potential romance that started within the office walls. I had a flirty relationship with a guy in another department for roughly a month. When he put in his notice that he had accepted a job elsewhere, the relationship turned a new leaf. On his last day at the job, we celebrated with a few rounds of drinks and ended up returning to the office for a late night smooch and sleepover.
At the office?
Yes! The romance was fun and potentially something I could see a future in. He then asked me to go on a date the following weekend, which included drinks and a movie. I said, in a carefree and not so serious manner, that he could Venmo me for the tickets and the snacks. 48 hours later, much to my shock, a $20 Venmo request came through. I'm now fully rethinking the romance. Is this acceptable because I offered? Is it atrocious as I feel it is? A fact to keep in mind is that I'm 30, he's 27. Help a girl out. Is the Venmo request the kiss of death on this relationship?
She Venmo'd him?
He sent her a request.
Oh, he sent her
after the date, even though she was like, well, if you want to send me a Venmo, like, let me know. And then he did, like, a day later.
Oh, man.
He shouldn't have offered.
Okay. First of all,
but he's also younger. He's younger.
She should have never said that.
Of course.
Right? Second of all, guys, we can't do this. We got to step up. We got to pay the bill. We got to, like, do the right thing,
Of course.
I to me, I have this is my belief. When I'm dating someone, I'm with somebody, it's my investment into the relationship too. It's like it's me going all. I don't need you to put, I'll say if I need money, if I'm down and out, then maybe help me out. But
there's a difference between being cheap and being poor.
Yeah.
And being cheap is the worst thing you can do, especially when you're trying to court someone.
Exactly.
So it's all about how you act. And I think it would be better to go on a date that's less expensive than to go on something you can't afford and send someone a Venmo request.
Exactly. Like, for instance, like I have a friend who's trying to become a college coach or an NFL coach. The starting pay is you're broke.
Right.
You don't make any money, you know? And he's got an amazing girlfriend, and she helps with some of the
course.
stuff, you know. But she knows like when it's time, he's going to step up. You
yes,
know what I mean?
But that's a relationship.
But that's like the poor, not cheap part. You know
right.
What I mean? But like I think this guy's just being cheap. I mean, they work together. They're in the same departments. Like they have similar salaries.
Right. Sounds like you have a nice job. You got a new job at a new place.
Yeah,
like
you probably got paid a little bit more.
Yeah, a bonus.
Know? So I don't think it's a kiss of death, but like. This guy might be a cheap ass, and this guy might suck.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't feel very good about it.
Yeah.
And
let's just give him the X.
Yeah, I think like don't waste your time. What are your thoughts?
We're done with it.
Oh my god. Yes, I love that you use the gavel. We're serving justice.
Justice in the court.
Okay, sir,
He's
sir.
gone.
We like to do it over here. It's a little loud. Yeah. It doesn't feel as good. You scared?
This is not why.
Stop, please! Oh my god, you scared the shit out of me. The other thing I was gonna say was a question for you. At what point in the relationship does it then become like normal to like split stuff? Like you're in a relationship, or do you think the man in a heteronormative relationship, like a guy should pay for the girl like up until they get married? Like when does that end? I don't remember.
See, I have a very traditional look on this. Like, way I was raised, my dad and everything. Like, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care of the kids. I'm gonna take care of everything I can. You know what I mean?
You're gonna take care of me.
And whatever you do, whatever you bring in is like whatever you want to bring in. You know
right.
What I mean? Like, but like to me, I think the most important job in the world is to be a parent.
Agreed.
And to be a mom. And so like if you want to be a mom, or if you want to work and be a mom, like it's whatever you want to do. I'm never gonna argue that. But I know my intentions is I'm gonna try and provide for myself, for you, and for the kids and everything in the future. You know. So I'm gonna try and take care of everything.
I appreciate that. All right, final one before we let Tyler go. Theo's devastated. I just want to point out how you and Theo have been holding hands the entire time, and it's so sweet. He's going to be devastated when you walk out of here.
I'm taking him with me.
And he's also able to
I have a shoot next, so can I use him for my shoot?
100%. Does he get paid for fly first class?
I'm not even getting paid.
Theo knows what a suitcase is, and it really triggers him because it means like, yeah. And so when you leave here he has a suitcase, he's going to be devastated. He's going to yelp, I'm telling you. All right, final one. Hello, Claudia and Tyler. I need your help. I've been dating my 25-year-old boyfriend for 2.5 years now, and I moved in with him 8 months ago. Since I moved in with him, it has become apparent that he severely lacks basic hosting/guest etiquette. Most recently, he and I were invited to our friend's apartment for a movie night. I suggested we bring spiked seltzers, intending to give them to the host upon arrival. While I finished getting ready, he packed up the drinks and we headed over. When we get there, he plops the bag with the seltzers onto their countertop, reaches in and grabs a drink for himself. Not only did he not give the drinks to the host, I realized he had packed the already open box of seltzers that we had, as opposed to the fresh, unopened box I had intended for him to bring. Mortified and not wanting to draw attention to my boyfriend's misbehavior, I played it off as if I hadn't noticed. We watched the movie, and when it was finished, we started getting our things to head home. As I'm putting my shoes back on, I see him...
He grabs the seltzers.
Oh my God. As I'm putting my shoes back on, I see him reach into the host's fridge, grab the leftover seltzers that he brought, and put them in our bag.
Oh, man.
When we left, I told him this is not appropriate guest behavior, but he thought it was not a big deal because it was a casual movie night. Am I overreacting, or does my boyfriend have no manners? Please let me know your thoughts. Your advice is much needed. Sincerely, an embarrassed toaster. That's so funny. And that's bad. Like, there's nothing worse than people who aren't like good home guests.
Yes.
Don't offer to help clean up. Don't bring a gift. So I hear you, and I think this is really inappropriate. And I think you're not overreacting at all. I would be mortified if Ben did that.
It's definitely inappropriate. It's definitely not good. But the guy sometimes the guy's a little rough around the edges.
Yes.
And you got to polish him up a little bit, teach him these things. Shouldn't be your job.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to. And it's important if he's willing to learn and receptive to it. If he's not, then you got to get rid of him.
Stop! Oh my God, it's so loud. We're going to get noise complaints. I agree with you. I think in a lot of straight men, a lot of work needs to be done.
Yes.
Think of the man you were when you were 18. How do you feel you're different now, Tyler?
Even the man I was at 25.
Mm-hmm.
You know
How old
what
are
I mean? I'm 28 now. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
An
But
older
you
man.
know what I thought was funny is like they bring seltzers. Like I would bring wine to someone's house.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But that's also like a lifestyle thing. Like
Yeah.
some people, seltzers are, I mean, you talk a lot of shit for someone wearing a White Claw shirt.
It's not a White Claw shirt. It's a skateboarding company.
It's a White Claw logo.
It's a skateboarding company.
I'm just saying. Seltzers are good.
I like seltzers, not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. What's your seltzer of choice?
They're dangerous. Truly, I like Trulies.
They have good flavors.
I like Smirnoff seltzers.
Yeah.
They're good. The peach ones, very good.
I actually had a Smirnoff seltzer like a week ago just because it was the only thing in the fridge. But it was pretty good.
It was good.
I put it in with a little tequila. It was pretty
There you go.
Yeah.
Spice it up a little bit.
Are you a tequila or a vodka drinker if you had to choose?
Anything clear I'm good with. So I like vodka, I like tequila, I like gin.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's clear that anytime I ask you a question, you have some sort of paid partnership. So I'll stop asking questions about alcohol because
well, Barry's over there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Every time I answer, I look at her. I'm like, oh shit.
Sorry, Barry. Okay, well, I just have to say I've so enjoyed getting to know you on a deeper level. I hope that you would leave here with not only a love for Theo, which I think is unmatched, a greater understanding of
pop culture.
Yeah. And I hope now maybe
you're
going to the airport. Grab a People magazine.
Do you want to hear my pop culture story?
Do I want to hear your pop culture story? I'm assuming it's not about Gigi Hadid, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
Her name. What's the girl's name who was in Mean Girls?
Lindsay Lohan.
Tina Fey. Tina Fey.
Yeah.
So I'm with I don't think it was you, but I forgot what agents we were with. We were in an elevator in LA, and Tina Fey was in the elevator, and everyone's like,
obviously didn't know who she is.
I'm over here probably like picking my nose, like not paying attention. You know what I mean? And she gets out of the elevator, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you know who that is?" I was like, "No." They're like, "That's Tina Fey." I'm like, "Who's Tina Fey?" And they're like, "You don't know who Tina Fey is?"
You never watched 30 Rock?
No.
Do you watch TV?
Not really. No. I watch Dirty John. Have
you
seen Dirty John?
That's what you watch?
Dirty John season 1 is crazy.
Well, I'm glad that's on Bravo, so that's the same network.
That was on Bravo?
Yes, that's the same network as Luann and Bethany.
Bravo's got some heaters.
Yeah, that was like one of a few scripted shows they did. That and that show about
Bravo
divorce.
Also is the host of
what?
Barkitecture. Great show about.
I thought that was on Quibi.
It was on Quibi, but it was brought to you by Bravo. It was about this guy, strong muscles.
It was your show,
houses.
yes.
Oh yeah,
you were building houses for dogs, right?
Yeah.
And you never offered to make Theo one.
We didn't make it to the East Coast yet. We got canceled once Quibi got canceled.
Okay, which famous dogs did you make houses for on that show?
We did Tiana Taylor's dog.
Did you know who she was?
Yes, I knew who she was because I like her music.
Yeah.
We did Kyle Richards, Real Housewives
of Beverly Hills. She has a lot of dogs.
She was super cool.
Which dog?
All of them. We made a massive house for all
of them. A mansion?
It was like a dog mansion for sure.
Wow.
We did the Vanderpump. More reality television.
Yeah, we don't.
She didn't. I walked in there. She thought I was the coffee person. So
Shut up!
She had no idea who I was or what I was doing there.
What did she ask you for? A latte?
She just looked at me. She looked at me. What are you doing?
I'm crying.
I'm actually the host of the show here. And so that was interesting. Who else did we did? Joel McHale.
Oh, cool. Did you used to watch The Soup?
I watched episodes before I went to see him, so I knew what I was doing.
Out of respect, of course.
But Joel McHale was cool. He was super cool. But he's a comedian, and so he's just so out in left field. I have no idea what he's talking about while I'm trying to ask him. So what do you want this house to look like? He's talking about some floating river over here and all this stuff. I'm like, Joel, focus,
Yeah.
And who else? We did Lily Singh. That was a cool house. But yeah, the show's canceled, so we don't have to talk about it anymore.
No, that sounds like a really exciting show. It's on Roku now. Wow. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Demi Lovato's going to have a new show on Roku, The Demi Lovato Show. I can't wait to not watch it.
I think Mike Johnson's guest. Oh, wait, no, he's not.
Oh, you know what? What do you think about this trend? I guess it really started with Sarah Hyland and Wells of people coming off The Bachelor and dating celebrities. I mean, you really kind of took the trophy, but...
I don't think the trend's going on anymore.
I mean, I guess Mike Johnson kind of ruined it for everyone.
Yeah. Freaking Mike.
Do you think he should have been The Bachelor?
I think he would have made a great Bachelor.
Me too.
I think we've all had great ones ever since.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think a lot of Americans
trying to be PC.
I think a lot of Americans would literally like to have their brains removed after watching Peter's season.
Yeah, I was gonna put. I mean, if you just watch his Instagram, sometimes you'll need your brain removed.
I mean, his TikTok. Honestly, somebody needs to take his phone away. Barb needs to take his phone away. Yeah. Do you still watch The Bachelor? Bachelorette?
I have not.
Yeah.
Ever since Matt's season, I have not kept up.
Got it. But you watch Matt's.
I watched a little bit of Matt's, yeah.
So much drama.
There was a lot of juice.
Okay, well, that's really all the questions I had for you. I so want to thank you for being here. Everyone make sure to check out Tyler's book. It comes out January 27th. It's called You Deserve Better.
July 27th. Next week.
Is that what I said? Yeah, that's when my book came out. July 27th. What life has taught me about love, relationships, and becoming your best self. You look very handsome on the cover.
Thank you.
Was this taken in Jupiter?
This was taken in Miami.
Ooh, heading north, I think.
South.
South. And there's little pictures in the middle. That's you and your mom. I won't spoil it, but that's a really cute picture. And you look so different.
That's when I was a baby. I was like a sophomore in high school there.
You get like a face transplant or something?
No.
You look so different.
I was
Still
a baby.
handsome, but
Yeah,
just different.
Just baby.
Check it out. Available audiobook, ebook, Amazon, all the places. You Deserve Better by Tyler Cameron. Tyler, thank you for being here.
Claudia, thank you for having me.
Theo is never going to be the same.
No.
And it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you today, and you guys as well. Happy Hump Day. Thank you so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. Wherever you listen to podcasts, find us The Morning Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Have an amazing hump day. Make sure to hump someone you love. I'm going to hump Theo consensually, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our final in-studio show. We have a special guest co-host, somebody people have been requesting for a while. And then Friday, we're podcast only. We're checking in with Jackie on her vacation. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.